If you had to choose between an EV and an IC engine car, you would probably make the decision without thinking much, because the difference between the two is quite clear, and you can easily point them out. On one side is the EV's quick accelerating motor, which gives you instant peak torque, and on the other side is the mechanical soul of the IC engine, where the feel of gear shifting and the engine's raw power comes through. But the confusion starts when you have to choose between an EV and a hybrid car, because a hybrid car is neither fully electric nor completely a fossil fuel vehicle. Some hybrid vehicles behave like EVs and some like IC engine vehicles, and this very thing increases this confusion further. So in this video, we will clear this very confusion and understand the important differences between EVs and different types of hybrid vehicles. And by the end of the video, it will be clear to you in which condition which hybrid technology is a better choice than an EV and which is not. But to understand this comparison, first of all, we have to understand both these technologies at a basic level. Core components, EV versus hybrid. First, let's talk about the core components of both these vehicles. An EV is a very simple machine and has significantly fewer components compared to a hybrid. The main components of an EV are battery pack, inverter, electric motor, and a compact transmission. Most EVs have 1 or 2 motors, but in high-performance EVs, 3 or 4 motors are also seen. These different motor configurations help the EV achieve different types of performance. This is somewhat like how IC engine cars have different drivetrains, such as front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, etc. Talking about transmission, generally a single-speed transmission is used in EVs. However, in some EVs, you also get to see a 2 or 3 gear system. But still, these transmissions are quite compact and lightweight compared to traditional gearboxes. If we look at the components of a hybrid vehicle, the story becomes a bit interesting here. In a hybrid vehicle, you get almost all the components of an IC engine vehicle, but along with that, the components of an EV are also added, such as a battery, electric motor, and inverter. This means, in simple words, a hybrid vehicle is much more complex than an EV. And how much this complexity will be depends completely on the type of hybrid vehicle, how big the battery will be, how powerful the motor will be, and which transmission will be used. All these things can be different in every hybrid. Types of hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles are of many types, but usually you get to see only 3 or 4 main types of hybrid systems: mild hybrid, strong or full hybrid, and plug-in hybrid. Don't worry, you don't need to get confused seeing so many hybrid systems because they are quite easy to understand. Mild hybrid. First, let's talk about mild hybrid. This is the most basic hybrid system. Along with the components of an IC engine vehicle, it has a small 48-volt battery and a starter generator motor. This motor cannot run the car independently. Its job is only to assist the engine and reduce the load on it. If you are stopped at a signal, the system immediately turns off the engine, but the AC music system and lights keep running because they are drawing power from the 48-volt battery. Besides this, its motor also helps in starting the engine and also provides extra torque to the engine during heavy acceleration. But there are limitations to the battery and motor in the system. It can help you in light traffic, like at signals. But if you talk about heavy traffic where you have to stand in one place for a long time, or where you have to stop and move repeatedly, then this system will not be as effective because the engine will turn on and off just as many times. Strong/full hybrid. The solution to this problem is provided by a strong hybrid, which is also called a full hybrid system. In this hybrid system, there is a medium-sized battery of 1 to 2 kilowatt hours, and the motor is powerful enough to run the car alone without starting the engine. In fact, in this hybrid system, there are 2 motors called MG1 and MG2. MG1 works like a generator and generates electricity from the engine's extra power to charge the battery, and also serves as the engine starter. The second motor, MG2, directly turns the wheels and also performs regenerative braking. With the help of this motor, a strong hybrid car can easily run in traffic without starting the engine and behaves like a pure EV. A strong hybrid gives you very good mileage in city traffic, but its battery is not so large that it can give you a long distance range like an EV. It can give you a range of up to 2 or 3 kilometers at limited speeds. But if you increase the speed, the engine will start. That is why it is not as efficient on highways as it is in cities. So if you are among those who drive more in the city, then a strong hybrid is a very good option for you. Plug-in hybrid, PHEV. EV. But if you want a vehicle that gives you an EV-like range, and at the same time doesn't give you range anxiety, then here is the PHEV, that is, plug-in hybrid system. Mild hybrids and strong hybrids are self-charging. This means no external sources used to charge the battery in them, but you can charge a plug-in hybrid from an external power source like an EV. In a plug-in hybrid, a fairly large battery of 10 to 20 kilowatt hours is used, so this vehicle can run at high speeds in pure EV mode for 50 to 80 kilometers, and when the battery is exhausted, you can start the engine and use it like a normal IC engine car. This means EV-like for short distances and petrol backup for long trips. But a big disadvantage of a plug-in hybrid is its dual technology. It is a proper EV and also a proper IC engine car. Due to the large battery, the weight of the vehicle increases significantly. When the vehicle is running on engine power, it gives even less mileage than a normal petrol car because the engine has to carry the extra weight of that heavy battery pack. Similarly, when you drive it in EV mode, the motor has to pull the extra weight of the engine, transmission, and fuel tank, which affects its range. For this reason, a plug-in hybrid is slightly less efficient compared to a pure EV. Besides this, a plug-in hybrid charges from regenerative braking, but that is not enough to fully charge its battery, so I hope many of your doubts regarding EVs and hybrid vehicles have been cleared. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please do share them in the comments section. See you in the next video, thanks for watching.